Today we will make two types of pancakes. One will be milk based and the second one will be buttermilk based. But before I will give you proportion for perfect pancakes, we'll do 4 tests to understand how to make perfect pancakes. So first, it is time for a debate between baking powder and baking soda. I made milk-based butter with the same proportion with only one difference. And that is, in this bowl I put baking soda and to this bowl I added baking powder. Then I added mixed milk, egg and butter to both, quickly mix and fry. Generally, we add to milk-based butter baking powder. It contains acid which will help to create bubbles in alkaline environment like in milk. And yes, there is a difference here, but to be honest, after research I made, I thought it would be bigger difference between those two. Pancakes with baking powder were lighter and softer, but just a tiny bit. Second experiment is in buttermilk butter. And here, baking soda should be a better option, because buttermilk is acidic and it don't need baking powder. And again, I thought it will be bigger difference between those two. Again, I can tell that both of them were pretty good. Those with baking soda were able to caramelize better and had nicer texture. So it is better to add baking soda to buttermilk pancakes, but you will survive with baking powder alone also. Third experiment is about amount of raising agents. I made 2 batches of buttermilk based butter. At one, I added 1/4 amount of baking soda than this is in my original recipe, and to second, I added 4 times more baking soda than in my original recipe. And here we can see how alkaline environment speed browning process. We can see that those with a little amount of baking soda caramelize slower. What is interesting, it looks like those with a big amount of baking soda should be softer and lighter. But this amount of bubbles inside is too much for those pancakes. It creates a lot of space when those are expanding, and then there is nothing to hold them, so it will fall down. And those won't be as fluffy as we could imagine. So this is why we want a perfect amount of baking soda in our butter. We want them to caramelize beautifully and also be perfectly soft and airy. And now it is time for the last one experiment, and this is the most important. And it is about mixing our butter. I made 2 identical batches of buttermilk based butter. One, I mixed for 2 minutes to achieve perfectly homogeneous mixture. And second batch I mixed it for something around 50 seconds. And when you start frying them, you can see right away how big of a difference it makes. When you mix it too much, your butter, you get rid of bubbles which were created by baking soda. It results with flat and dense pancakes. If you looked at butter that were mixed for 15 seconds, you can see right away that those are packed with CO2 and those are pancakes you want to eat all the time. So with all of this knowledge, we can make a perfect pancakes. We know that the most important thing for perfect pancakes is properly mixing them, by not over mixing them. If you do this wrong, and you mix your butter too long, whatever you put inside your butter, your pancakes will be ruined. Second thing is to add a perfect amount of baking soda or baking powder to make airy, soft pancakes that also caramelize very nicely. And the least important thing, which is a surprise for me because after research I thought it would be the most important thing, is to add baking powder into milk-based butter and add baking soda into a buttermilk-based butter. So now we can start making our milk-based butter for our perfect pancakes. To a big bowl, I add 150 grams of flour, 70 grams of powdered sugar, 6 grams of baking powder and 2 grams of salt. To another smaller bowl, I add 230 grams of milk, 1 large egg and 40 grams of melted butter. Mix it to shorten time of mixing it with dry ingredients. Then add wet ingredients and pour into a dry ingredients. Quickly mix and it is time for frying. Take the stove, put pan on it and place your butter in it. I do it by feel, but when you can move them, it should be time to flip them. And then wait a while and those are ready. Just place them on a plate, put butter on it, pour as much maple syrup as you want and those are ready. Look how nice it looks while putting a fork through it. Those are soft and very pleasant to eat. Now it is time for buttermilk pancakes. The method is the same. To a big bowl add 120 grams of flour, 20 grams of sugar powder, 2 grams of baking soda and 2 grams of salt. To a smaller bowl pour 230 grams of buttermilk, 1 egg and 30 grams of melted butter. Mix it well, then again add wet ingredients into a dry one and mix very quickly until roughly combined. Then it is time for frying. Put your pan on a medium heat and gently fry your pancakes. You can see how airy and soft they are. Flip them and then after a while those are ready. And after you made a whole batch, place them on a plate. Yep, we will place all of them on each other. And when we have got a big tower of pancakes, we put butter on and cover with large amount of maple syrup. And now, as usually, it is time for me to shut up for a second and put some music on. To be honest, I prefer buttermilk-based pancakes, but trust me that those made on milk are also extremely good. So if you saw those pancakes, don't wait. Just hit subscribe button and go make your own pancakes. And by now, have a wonderful day and see you.